Hey, peace, y'all. Welcome to Introducing the PodClass. It's your girl, Smart Video Girl. I am here. I'm here. See, here I am. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the class. Welcome to the PodClass, y'all. It is another wonderful Wednesday. I am your girl, host guide, Smart Video Girl, and we are going to get into it. So, first of all, thank you guys for being on time today. Your girl was a little late, just a little bit, but we don't do that often here. So I appreciate you sticking around and being present for the second to last class for this season, or this first part of this season of introducing the pod class. Okay, and again, this season we are focusing on what's the theme for this week. What is it? I mean, for this year, who can tell me what the theme is that we're focusing on for this year? Put it in the chat, okay? But so again, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I want us to do two things before we get started. I want you to, if you are watching this, to like it. So hit the thumbs up, boom, like it, and share. Share with a friend. Okay, share this with a friend who you think could benefit from hearing information about self mastery, because that is what we are talking about today. Self mastery. In this introducing podcast, we are focusing on self mastery. So, thank you all for being here. Today's topic, today's show is the art of becoming. Oh, I'm so excited about this. And it has been a process. This season has unfolded step by step, episode by episode for me. Now, I had a plan when I came in. I knew I wanted to focus on self mastery, but how it was going to happen, how that was going to unfold, what that looked like for you and what that looked like for me, I had no clue. So the art of becoming, this being the kind of officially the last class of this season, because the of this session, because we're going to do next week is going to really be a review. So you don't want to miss that, because I'm going to show you how we're going to take everything that we've done this first part of the season, so that we can anchor and ground that energy as we move into the second part of the season. Okay. All right. So the art of becoming, that is what we are talking about today. Let us always make sure that we set the intention. Tonight's intention is patience. Okay. We want to have patience with ourselves. Okay. We want to have patience with the process. Okay. We want to have patience with me. Thank you for being here. All right. So that is what tonight's intention is. The art of becoming does not happen overnight. The art of becoming, the process of becoming your true, authentic self does not happen overnight. You have to be intentional. You have to trust the process. You have to be patient with the process. You have to be patient with yourself. Okay. So if you're not able to do that, then you're going to have a problem. All right. If you don't know how to be patient, especially with yourself, if nothing else, then self mastery in common sense terms is going to be difficult. Okay. So yes, that's perfect. It's going to be difficult. I just want to make sure that it is on. All right. So did you guys like it? Make sure you liked it. I want to see the likes. Boop. I see you. You guys did a good job. I appreciate you. All right. Let me just send this off. Make sure you grab your notebooks. Make sure you grab your books. Do the work, keep the faith, and your journals. If you have them all, make sure you have those with you, because we are going to get started. Today's show again is the art of becoming. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Hold on. All right. All right, let's get it. So tonight's intention, patience. Okay. Let's go with the quote for the week. So, this quote for this week in The Art of Becoming is: You do not become through intensity, you become through consistency. Ah, that right there is a word. You do not become through intensity, you become through consistency. And I want to say that I want to really take a minute to pause on this. The intensity, sometimes we want to go hard, right? We want to go hard in the paint. But it is the longevity, it is the practice, the consistent practice that actually creates the change. It's not the intensity. So in the gym, and if Coach Ron was in the building, he could vouch for me. It's the reps. You want to get in there and you want to do as many reps. You don't want to necessarily go in there and lift a whole bunch of weights, heavy weights, but you want to make sure that you are consistent in the weights that you are doing. So even if you're doing small weights, because see me, I'm little, right? I'm strong, but not that strong, right? So I might not be able to do 50 pounds in one arm, right? But if I can get that 10 pounds and I can get those reps in and that consistency, then next thing you know, then I'm stronger than, you know, Superman. That's how it works. But consistency, not intensity, is how we evolve and how we become and how we grow. Okay. You know, now my son is he looks like he's sprouted overnight, but that's not really what happened. It's just it's just a consistent growth process. Okay. All right. All right. So my notebook is messing with me today. All right. So that's our quote for today. We're going to get into these announcements, and then I really am excited about today's subjects. Peace, peace, peace and blessings, King Adonis. Peace, Cortland. Peace, Patricia. Thank you guys for being in the building. If you are here, just give us a thumbs up, a like, and a share. Make sure you like and share because we want to share this information with people who may need a little self mastery in their life. Okay. So this week's quote: You don't become through intensity, you become through consistency. So let's be consistent. All right, it's announcement time. You guys know we have our announcements for this week. I am proud and excited to announce that the Spring Project, they're looking for volunteers in DC. So it's a food pantry and they are looking for volunteers to help come through and support this pantry as they do some renovation, some cleanup, and they're also going to be doing some beautification, and they're going to be distributing clothing and toiletries. So it's going to be May 30th at the Frederick Douglass Community Center in Washington, D.C. That's Southeast Washington, D.C. It's going to be from 1 to 3 p.m. If you would like more information on that, please feel free to contact me. Shout out to Pastor Payne and the GTG and serving each other, organizations who are giving back to the community. And that way, if you would like to volunteer, if you have children who need or students who need community service hours, they will be more than happy to help you with that. So make sure that you check them out. Shout out again to Pastor Payne and those organizations that are giving back to the community, because that is very important. Okay, that's what we do. All right. Again, don't forget the documentary is out. It is fastly approaching. Forever Free and the Illiteracy Playbook. Check it out. Okay. So important. The importance of understanding how to read, not necessarily the English language. Okay. We're talking about literacy, is the ability to understand and to read, okay, and to comprehend, and how important that is in your survival in this world. Because if you do not know for yourself, if somebody else got to tell you, you don't know what they're telling you. So therefore, you need to be able to discern for yourself. You need to be able to comprehend for yourself. And literacy is the way that you do that. Okay. Literacy is the way that you do that. Okay. Another event with the organization, again, I think this is the same thing, but they're going to also be doing during that food pantry beautification. They're going to be doing an award ceremony to honor people in the community. So make sure that you check them out. All right, y'all. And y'all always know, always get the book, do the work, keep the faith. By the way, y'all see the shirt? Do the work, keep the faith. That is right. These shirts are now available. I'm super excited about it. You guys know I love a good t-shirt and I love a good brand, and do the work, keep the faith is me. And I want to remind everyone to always do that, do the work and keep the faith. So you can get these lovely t-shirts. You can reach out to me and I can hook you up. Send me a message, and I'm getting ready to put them up and do a whole bunch of things. So class is in session. Make sure you do the work, keep the faith. And what is our motto? When you say do the work, keep the faith, we got something on the back. Let me see if you guys can see it. It says, the work is you. Oh, boo. I love it. I love it. So shout out to our t-shirt sponsor who is helping to design and print these shirts for us. So because that's what we do. It is called networking and branding, and so we are working together. So shout out to our t-shirt sponsor who is helping us bring this brand to you. All right, so appreciate you so much. All right, so we're going to do a little musical therapy. We're a little late. We're a little behind, but you guys are in the building. Tonight, we're talking about the art of becoming. And I promise you, you don't want to miss this. If you ever asked yourself, why have I not really transformed? What is holding me back? Why is it that I know what to do, but I don't do it? Why is it that I know who I am, but I'm not living this life? We're going to get into that. All right. So let's get into this musical therapy. And when we come back, we're going to jump right into the art of becoming. Grab your journals, grab your books, grab some water and your pens, and we will be right back.
It's your host with the most, Thaddeus Blovington Jr. III. And you are now listening to the smooth sounds of Mood by Dear Silas and the Big Back Poppers here on Kicks at 107 FM.
Yeah, I got style, I got grace. See this fit, I got taste. Too much drip, too much flavor in your face. Cause that bitch, I'm a move. Better know that I'm a move. I look good, I look great. See this skin, see this face. You don't love yourself, but shit, I can't relate. Cause that bitch, I'm a move. Better know that I'm a move. Can't be fake. See this drip, take a dip in that lake. I'm a star on top of that rocket. Finna blast off, nigga, shout out to Take. Mama gave me the essentials to kick butt, take names, fuck it up and be great. Don't be mad, I'ma move when you look at your food or the rub. I'm the stick on that plate. Shit, baby, I'm mad at me. How I do it so casually. Doing this shit so big, hell, I can't make it up. Maybe it's Maybelline. Like, who in the hell do you think you is? Walking around here looking that good. Fuck that, whoever don't feel the same. Ass cheeks about to meet the back of my foot. I got style, I got grace. See this fit, I got taste. Too much drip, too much flavor in your face. Cause that bitch, I'm a move. Better know that I'm a move. I look good, I look great. See this skin, see this face. You don't love yourself, but shit, I can't relate. Cause that bitch, I'm a move. Better know that I'm a move. Wanna know what vibe? Anything I get on, they been chirping and buzzing my fizz on. Tryna find out what it is that I'm about to go do, cause they know that I put that shit on. Don't be worried about what I'm gon' work. That friend shit to me shit, I be like, word. Just know that I'm him and know that she hurt. But that don't mean you can touch my fur, baby, I concur. Baby, I concrete. That mean I'm silent whenever I speak. I'm feeling bad to the bone and my bone color fit. Went to Bon Ton just to eat, that's bon appetit. Damn, I look good. Say it to yourself now, don't it feel good? Now stop counting yourself out, one of a kind. Tink, look, engine that could. I got style, I got grace. See this fit, I got taste. Too much drip, too much flavor in your face. Cause that bitch, I'm a move. Better know that I'm a move. I look good, I look great. See this skin, see this face. You don't love yourself with shit I can't relate. Cause little bitch, I'm a move. Better know that I'm a move.
Hey. All right, that was Dear Silas with Mood right there. And that's how I feel. I'm a mood. You should be a mood. You should feel like that. If you don't love yourself enough, I can't relate. I'm just saying, I can't relate. All right. Look, people have already been asking me, how do I get a shirt? How do I get a shirt? How do I get a shirt? Leave me a message here in the messenger, or send me an email. I'll put it in the chat for you all. Send me an email at tellemchris@gmail.com and I will get you a shirt. Okay, I'll put that in it for you. Right. Tell him Chris. All right. All right. So the art of becoming. Today we are talking about what does it mean to become, right? We are talking about this season self-mastery. What does self-mastery look like? We have talked about all the different things of identifying who we are, doing our authenticity statements. We have identified purpose. We have identified even boundaries. We have identified the voices in our head this season. We have gone through a lot of things. And so with all of these things, now we are saying, hey, smart video girl, I want to become like, well, I've been doing all this work. Now, how do I put all of this stuff into practice? How do I evolve? How do I go from enduring to thriving? Right? So this is what we're going to be talking about today. How we're going to shift in our identity, because really what we're talking about is a shift in our identity. When you are talking about becoming, who are you is the question, right? So let's see where we go. Okay. Becoming versus arriving. Let's start with that, because in your urgency to become this thing, a lot of times it's like, well, when I get to the finish line, the first thing to understand in the art of becoming is there is no finish line. This constant evolving that you are doing, you're always going to be on this journey of growing. That is in the book, right? 6 human needs. We have 6 people on the line. 6 human needs. One of those human needs is the need for growth. You are always growing. There is no final destination in your becoming. You evolve. Now, you transition and you elevate and you ascend and you do a whole bunch of things. You can move through the levels in here, but there is no destination. The destination is when you bow out of this physical body and then you step into the spiritual realm, to come back and do it all over again. But there is no final destination. Okay. They say, and I'm going to do this heaven thing. I'm going to talk about heaven, and we want to talk about heaven being a place, heaven being a state of mind. You want to get to heaven. You think you have to leave earth in order to ascend to heaven, but heaven is actually a state of mind. And if you are becoming, and if you are looking for a place to arrive, it is to arrive in your mind into a place where you understand who you are. So there is no final destination, and growth is continuous. As long as you are physically here in this realm, the constructs of time and space. All right? So enjoy. Don't be in such a rush, quote unquote, to become that, to become anything, because you don't want to just arrive and then be like, because what you will notice, especially if this is your first trip around the sun, and if you are new on the journey of self-growth, or you new on the journey of your own evolution, is that you will reach a high and you will say, I made it. And then there's this thing called the plateau, where you will soon things will become mundane. You will soon feel the desire to grow. You will soon feel the desire for more. That more is the evolution of yourself. You don't arrive anywhere in this journey. You are constantly evolving. So that is the first key to keep in mind when we're talking about the art of becoming, right? And so this part here is really what I want you to understand. The first part is just really, really grasping the fact that growth, the journey of becoming is your part of your purpose. Like, go back to the two and four purpose. So when you are in for purpose, you are going to always be growing. Your purpose is ever evolving. Okay. So now in this shift, right? In order when the self-mastery kicks in, there's something that as you're on this journey and you continue to evolve, there's something that happens, right? You shift your idea. You start to think differently about who you are. You start to say things about yourself that shift how you think about yourself, right? We want to move in this art of becoming our authentic selves, or who we were created in, quote unquote, the image of God, right? We want to move from the enduring humanness of ourselves to the thriving spiritual beings that we are. That's a shift in our identity. It's the understanding, the ownership of my divinity. I own now my divinity. I now say, yes, not only am I created in the image of God, right? Oh, and I'm going to save that one but you're going to be the reflection of that image. If you are made in the image of God, you are a reflection of God. That is your identity. Will you own that? When you shift that into from being a mere meager peasant begging for God's forgiveness or God's grace, and then you evolve and you shift your identity now into saying, hey, I am created in the image of God, and I shall now be the reflection of that. You now shift. You now become something or someone new in your mind. Shift your own identity. That's what we're talking about in this one. Let me go to my notes. Okay. So you become through repetition. All right. We have to repeat. There is a process. There are cycles. Everything, if you notice, things go in cycles. Things. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a graphic in a second, but things usually move in circles. If you notice, especially in the spiritual realm, a lot of things move in circles. A lot of things have a relationship to circles, 360 degrees. Even there's so many. Even don't. If I'm gonna bring my numerologist in at one point. So shout out, Mr. Westbrooks. You will be on the PodClass in the next half. But we're going to talk about these types of things because they help make the connection to you. Everything in nature is relevant to ourselves. Seasons come and go, even though right now they're a little wacky. Okay. But we know that there's cycles. They repeat. When you know you see patterns, these things repeat. Everything in our lives repeat if we pay attention to, even our growth. So if we are intentional about being mindful about how we're thinking, how we're speaking, how we're eating, how we are being, we can become that which we intentionally desire to be. Okay. There's three main things that we do in this identity shift. It's our thoughts. It's the first level, right? A lot of times that's the awareness. The thoughts are our awareness. So that's the first level of this evolution of becoming. There's the thought awareness. A lot of people get into the thought awareness and think that you're automatically going to jump into this. Now you're going to have this out of body experience and change. No. So the thought process is the first thing. Then you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice. You have to be intentional now. Now, with all the information that you have gathered, all the thoughts that you are aware of, you are aware of your thoughts. You can be now intentional with your thoughts and your actions and your words. And then you, repetition, practice those things. Because you said, this is the blueprint of what it is that I desire to become. This is the life I desire to live. This is the person I desire to be. This is the entrepreneur, singer, teacher, mother, wife, husband that I desire to be. Thought, intention. Now you practice those things with your actions. Last one, actions shape identity. Thoughts, intentions, because thoughts tell you where you are. Intentions tell you where you want to go, right? And your practice says that that's where I'm going. So those are the three things in your identity shift that help you shift your identity in a way that's going to be greater than just a mere endurance, right? Because on this journey, so many of us, especially so many of us have gone through so many things. Hear me now. We've gone through so many things. We have endured so much. And when we stop and we think, sometimes we look and we question, why, how, why not? Why am I still here? How am I still going through the same cycles? I thought I had tried. I thought I had changed. We're missing the key point, which is the practice. Okay. We have to shift in our practice. Okay. All right. We have been used to be getting by, right? We have really developed patience. We have developed resilience. Raise your hand if you know these things, right? Because again, the intention is to be patient. I am a resilient person. Crystal has been through so many things, and I use my government name because I have done some work. I've done a lot of work, and I've kept a lot of faith in that process. Right? But as I evolved, as I shift my identity, I no longer am a beggar. I am not a beggar. Royalty does not beg. Okay. I now understand through thought and intention and acceptance of my identity who I am. So I now I am now living, I am now identifying as someone who does not need, but who has everything that they need. There's an identity shift there. Can you see that? I'm gonna go. There's an identity shift there from someone who needs to someone who has everything that they need. To someone who has gotten by, to someone who lives from the overflow. Someone who has just enough, to someone who has the capacity to hold so much more. That's the shift in our identity. So that's what we want to do in our shift in identity. This is really, really important because it is the mindset of how we see ourselves. What is your identity? How do you identify yourself? And when you're talking about your divinity, when you're talking about who you were created to be, your authentic self-mastery, understanding and accepting and owning your divinity is part of this identity shift. Because then when you understand and accept your divinity, you no longer pray for things, okay? You no longer pray for things. You pray to expand your capacity to be as great as you are. I pray for the capacity to hold more God energy, to be more abundant, to hold that energy, because that is how I see myself. I don't, I don't, I want to be able to hold as much that is given to me because it is a lot. I am coming from the overflow. Give me more. Give me more capacity because I can hold it. This is coming from not a place of lack, but this is a place of abundance. And I'm going to throw something in there for y'all because I know some people will enjoy this and can appreciate this. Okay, so if you are familiar with the Bible, there is a story, and then one of the stories in the Bible is the woman with the jars. Okay, and let me make sure I'm not going too far. Okay, what does not? Oh, here we go. Yeah, the woman with the jars. Um, and let me do this first. Consistency over perfection. Yes. So in all of these things, when we're talking about this shift in identity, it is really the ability again to be consistent, not intense, not perfect, small steps every day, mindfulness every day, shifting our words every day. If it's a word in your vocabulary that you do not like, shift it. Be intentional. Choose that word every day and shift it. If it comes up, check a note and give yourself, grace. Give yourself grace in that sense. All right. That's right. My mama ain't raised no begging. You better believe it. That's it. Peace to the Star Seeds in the building. I really do appreciate you. I want to talk real quick because I'm talking about shifting your identity, and I do want to bring this story up because it is I think this is something that some people can relate to, especially if you are here in the PodClass. There's a story and there's a parable in the allegory in the Bible of the woman with the jars. And if you're familiar with it, she was telling the prophet that her husband had died, and the bill collectors was coming they was looking for her, right? And her sons, and her sons, and she needed some money because the bill collectors, they was looking for her. And the prophet told her, get the jars. Get you as many jars as you can find you. And pretty much God will provide. And she found as many jars as she could find. And as many jars as she could find, that's how much oil that she was able to fill. She needed to expand her capacity to hold more oil. As soon as she ran out of jars to fill, the blessing stopped. The capacity to hold the blessing stopped. So when we identify with the capacity, when we identify ourselves with the ability to have the capacity to hold all that is given to us, now we shift again from small vessels to great vessels that are able to hold the God capacity that is given to us. Again, we are made in God's image. Be the reflection. If you were made in God's image, then be the reflection. How do you reflect God? And you shifting your identity, shift your mindset and how you can show up as a reflection of God. Okay? And this is the other thing I want us to understand, right? Right? We meager humans sometimes feel so inadequate, right? You say, God, what did it say? God, I know the vision that God has for me. No, God has a vision of you. When God sees you, God sees itself. It's not just what God has for you, it's the vision that God has of you, who you were. And so when God is looking at you, it is not looking at you in order to give you the things that you need. It is looking at you to reflect back to it all that it has already given to you. Oh my God, I don't even know where that came from. I didn't write that down. Okay. All right. So with that being said, the woman with the jars needed more capacity. And so when we're asking to be expanded, we want to be expanded in our capacity to hold all of the energy that has already been placed in us. I just want to leave us with that. All right, let's take this quiz. It's quiz time. All right. All right. You have to embody and embrace the vision of you. Okay. You have to embody and embrace the vision of you. In order to become, you have to see yourself as God sees you. You have to know that. Okay. All right. Abundance in the building. Oh my goodness. I love it. All right. So let's do this quiz. Let's do the quiz. All right. First thing, you know how this works, y'all. Are you actively becoming? All right. Are you actively becoming? And so here we go. 1 through 5. I take consistent actions towards growth. Are you taking consistent action? Are you doing something every day? Are you doing something every moment? Are you making different decisions? All right. 1 through 5. Second one. I rely on motivation to act. I rely on motivation to act. Now that's a trick one. I'm going to say, where's that on you? Again, inspiration and motivation are two different things. All right, number 3, I follow through on habits. I follow through on habits. 1 through 5, where are you on that? Number 4, I embrace the process of change. I like that one. I embrace the process of change. All right, and then the last one is I show up even when I don't feel like it. Come on now, that's that one right there. I show up even when I don't feel like it. I show up even when I don't feel like it. That means you're actively making the decision to show up as your best self even when you don't feel like it. That's powerful. You are actively becoming the reflection. Be the reflection. Okay? So if you don't mind, put your scores in the chat. I will share them on the screen for everybody. Okay? If you took the test, if you were surprised by your scores, let me know. If you're not, then hey. Okay. Thank you for people who tapped in. If you've never taken a quiz before, don't worry about it. I'm not grading them. They're for you. It's for you to gauge how you are growing, how you are mastering yourself, because that's what we're doing here at the PodClass is we self-mastery, this self-mastery. Okay. Self-mastery. That's right. I'm embodying growth. Okay. Let's go. All right. I am embodying growth. Me too. Okay. I am embodying growth. We're going to embody all of it. All right. What do I want to say? In this shift of identity, I just want to say this. When you are moving in this, the art of becoming, there are some things that you may notice in the process that you have to be aware of. Okay. So the first thing is, I was going to say stagnation. So stagnation is that plateau I talked about earlier. When you get to a point in your journey where you feel comfortable, you feel like, hey, I made it. I've done a good job. I've made it this far. I've done some work, right? You've done some work, but then you you start to plateau. You even actually start to descend. You start to revert to some of those ways because you're not actually practicing what you're doing. That's stagnation, right? Stagnation. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to plateau on this journey of becoming. All right. And then there's the sluggishness. When you are sluggish, you don't have the energy, right? You don't feel like it to the last point. It's like you show people and you don't feel like it. That sluggishness will have you being like, oh, I'm tired. Okay. Now, as a projector, I'm a projector. For those who don't know, us projectors, we don't work hard. Okay. All right. We don't work long either. We like rest. But sluggishness, you have to pay attention to yourself, and you have to pay attention to your body, and you have to be able to feed your body the nourishments and nutrients that it needs, give it exercise and water, and rest when need be. And understand that the sluggishness is you probably resisting something that you know you need to do, or that you're putting something in your body that's not causing you to run well. If you need premium gas and you put in, 87 in, that's not going to work. So you got to put the right fuel in your body in order to become your best self. You cannot want to be your best self and put garbage in you. The art of becoming is mental, physical, and spiritual. It is a holistic thing. It is alignment is the assignment. We talked about that before. Alignment is the assignment. The art of becoming is becoming completely in alignment and being able to be that reflection for God, of God. All right, I did. I got through my notes. Wonderful. I'm excited about that. All right, so shout out to you guys who took the quiz. I like it. Okay, we got some becomings. Okay. All right. I show up. Listen, Adonis, I get you. That's that number 5. That's that projector in you that show up when you don't feel like it. See, we got to work on that. But it's all good because you know yourself. And in the art of becoming, I would even say for somebody, when you know that's your makeup, if you don't feel like it, then if you're truly honoring if you're honoring your design, if you're honoring yourself and not going against your capacity, then hey, don't be too hard. Patience. All right. Okay. All right, we're gonna wrap this soon. We're getting through it. I love it. All right. So gratitude moment. I want to give I want to again remind everybody to please like the podcast today and share this with someone who may be struggling with their own journey of becoming. And understanding what becoming really is. Okay. Now, today's gratitude moment is I want to be grateful for the ability to grow through what we feel. Okay. We want to be this. I want to be grateful for the ability to become my best self, to be a reflection of God. I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for that. Okay. That is something to be grateful for. All right. So as you guys know, we always have homework on the PodClass. Do your damn homework. Shout out to Knowledgeable Nala who tell you guys all the time, do your damn homework. All right. So choose one habit to commit to daily for 7 days. In this art of becoming, you have to get serious about what it is that you want to do. Again, practice. Thoughts, intention, practice. What's one thing that you thought about, you have intentions on changing, now put into practice. One habit. Now, for some of you guys who know, I've been since May 1st, I started fasting, and I did just pretty much that for 14 days. And in that time, I gained a whole lot of clarity. I feel like my skin cleared up a little bit. I lost some weight. I lost a lot of baggage. I let a lot of things go, right? I let a lot of things go. And then letting go You make room. You make room for what it is that you need. So, again, in the art of becoming, you have to get rid of the things that don't work for you. You have to get rid of those things that are not you. If it doesn't belong to you, you let it go. One of our episodes earlier this season, we talked about the voices in your head that are not yours, the things and thoughts, the conditioning that we are under just by being here, especially in America, in this world. You are influenced. There are conditions. There are societal norms that are placed upon you without even you knowing them. So in the art of becoming a reflection of God, which is the opposite of all these things, you have to let go of those things that you have come to know about who you thought you were or who somebody told you you were. Very important. In the art of becoming, you have to be clear about where you are going and who you are, because you cannot become that if you don't have clarity. Okay. So, again, consistency, not intensity, not perfection. All right. We want consistency, we want alignment. If I was looking for perfection, I don't know where that would be. Look for it in the stars. There you go. That's where you'll find your perfection. All right. All right. So again, the art of becoming, that is the show today. I want to thank you guys for being here with me tonight. Again, thank you for sharing, for liking, for commenting, for being present, for all minds and hearts just being open to doing your own work for you to become your best self, right? Because we do the work, keep the faith, my book, right? But what? The work is you. The work is you. You have to do the work. And in the art of becoming, you can sit here in this podcast and you can listen to me and you can look at my beautiful face, glow under these beautiful lights, and listen to my beautiful voice come through this wonderful microphone. But if you don't do the work, if you don't look in the mirror at your own self, at your own beautiful essence, and own your own divinity, and do your own damn work, I mean, you just be sitting here looking at me and watch me continue to evolve, because Smart Video Girl is doing the work. And I, as a happy camper, and I am loving who I am becoming. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna play that. I think I'm gonna play that. If you are shout out to the Star Seeds in the building. If you are a Star Seed podcast subscriber, make sure you check them out, because we love Pronoia. We love Pronoia. And my intro song for the show over there is actually Becoming. So I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna play we're gonna roll it out. We're gonna roll out, but I wanted to play that. I'm gonna play that before we close out today. A little Becoming, and then I will see you guys next week. Next week will be the midpoint for this season. We're gonna go on summer break. But in that session, you do not want to miss. You bring all your notes, bring the book, bring everything you got, because in this class, we're going to review all of that. We're going to be doing a review. We're going to do a bigger quiz next week, okay, to see how you have matriculated through this first half of the season, and to see what you need to work on as you take this break so that you can be ready for the next half of the season, where we're going to really focus in. I'm going to bring in some other people to talk to the class about some different things. You'll get to listen to more people than just me, and you'll get to see what the journey looks like on the other side. All right? Because you'll be able to put into practice for the next 2 months everything that you've learned here. Don't walk away do summer and then do the summer slide. We don't want to do that. We want to be growing and evolving over the summer. All right. So I love who I'm becoming. I love you all. Don't forget, if you would like to get a copy, get a shirt, okay, let me know. They do come in different colors. So let me know. I'll hook you up. I will hook you up. Do the work. Keep the faith. The work is you. This is Smart Video Girl. This is Introducing the PodClass. I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Change the way I eat, change the way I felt so I could change the way I speak. I stopped listening to music that was changing how I think. Then I put the liquor down, it's time to change the way I drink. Please don't take it personal, I'm taking care of me. Stressing about my future, it was messing up my sleep. Accepted all my losses, gave myself the space to breathe. Finally changed the things I wanted, now I know just what I need. You ain't living if you don't grow. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. Way too hard to get here, you can never tell me nothing. I'm becoming everything I wanna be and everything I love who I'm becoming. You can't tell me nothing about this person I'm becoming. I love who I'm becoming. My head was on the wall and now I'm coming up to breathe. Changed up on my old friends, they was changing up on me. You gon' lose some day ones when you trying to succeed. The price of evolution, consider that defeat. Life is full of lessons, don't take losses as defeat. So let go of the past, the goal is to be free. The goal is to be everything you're meant to be. Everything you're meant to be. You ain't living if you don't